Welcome back, friends, to another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Lids87 here, and in today's video, we're going to be overviewing Core, the brand new global first character being revealed or being released into the game. He was already revealed, Lids. Come on. Before I do get into it though, friends, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Now, I do want to say that I am not treating this video, what I'm presenting you, as a how-worthy video, okay? This is me talking to you guys one-on-one, me and the viewer, you, that's right, you, talking about Core, overviewing Core, and giving you my thoughts about him. And I will do my best to say if he will be good for Lufenia Plus or not, because honestly, that's what we should be looking at. All right, friends? So again, me just talking to you, not necessarily a how worthy are they video, but I do want to throw in a recommendation if you guys should be chasing after him or not, or I will do the best to my ability. All right, friends, so we're going to be looking at his reveal trailer first, if you haven't seen it yet, and then we're going to start talking about his ability. So let me make sure the volume is good here, and let's go ahead and do that. Actually, yeah, all right, so here we go. All right, the music is awesome. I'm not going to lie.
沈んでもらおう。人たちで切り落とす。
Yeah.
燃えたけれ。
Lions roar.
責務を果たす。逃がすか。
Pay attention.
そこだね。責務を果たす。責務を果たす。 責務を果たす。責務を果たす。梅雨払いはしてやるさ。少しばかりもんでやる。責務を果たす。責務を果たす。
The damage is insane.
責務を果たす。魂ごと砕け。責務を果たす。ついてこれるか。責務を果たす。 魂ごと砕け。責務を果たす。責務を果たす。釣りはと。
Insane. All right, friends. So there was a lot going on in that freaking video. If I remember, I'll put that link down below in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself. So Core, a character from Final Fantasy 15. So technically our second global first character that's from Final Fantasy 15. Someone at Square obviously likes FF15. So what can we say? And I think his character design looks cool. He looks cool. I've never truly played Final Fantasy 15 all the way, so I had no idea who the heck this guy was. He looks pretty cool. And he will be receiving a costume. There will be a free multi-draw on this banner, and Leo's burst weapon is the one that's going to be featured. So if you are going to plan on chasing for him, and if you already picked up Leo's burst weapon, well, shit, that kind of, throws a wrench, so to say. Now, the day he's going to come out is going to be the day after making this video. So I did want to try to get this video out there as soon as possible to help you better understand him to the best of my ability, and then just giving you guys my thoughts about him. Huge shout out to my Twitch viewers for sitting, I guess technically sitting down with me and going through his kit and helping me better understand it too, because when it was going on, I was hyped up. I was a little stressed because absorbing all the information while trying to respond to my Twitch viewers while also trying to pay attention to Joshua, it was a lot to take in. So thank you guys for helping me better understand some of these mechanics, because there was a point where I was confused. Now that I better understand it, hopefully I can explain that to you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about Core himself. Now, Core With his first and second ability, he will grant an ally a buff called Oath of Absolute Defense. Now, something to keep in mind with this buff is that it can only one ally can have it out on the field at once. So you guys see right here, removes from ally that has previously had it. Same here. Keep that in mind as that is going to be important. Now, both his abilities, his first ability and second ability, first ability being Moonlight Dawn, second ability being Snowbreak, they're both going to Brave Heal your party members and then do damage against your enemies. With the second ability, Snowbreak, he will grant himself a buff called Crown's Guard Warrior for 8 turns. And with his EX ability, he will grant himself another buff called One of Lu Size 3 for 8 turns. Let's talk about his buffs that he grants himself first, and then we'll talk about that targeted ally buff. So that Crown's Guard Warrior that he grants himself with his second ability, this is going to increase his attack by 50% and his max spray by 60%. The buff that he grants himself with his EX ability, Lion's Roar, One of Lu Size 3, so right here, bottom right hand corner, he will further boost his attack by 40%, boost his max spray by 50%, reduce brave damage that he receives by 80%, reduce HP damage received by 20%, and this will prevent a break from brave attacks. So not bad overall. Now with that targeted ally buff that he grants, remember, one at a time on the field. So if he granted it to somebody else, it will be removed from the other ally. Keep that in mind. That's pretty important. Now that buff, Oath of Absolute Defense, this will increase that ally's attack and max spray by 40%. Also give them that brave and HP damage reduction. So brave damage reduction by 80%, HP damage reduction by 20%. This will prevent them from getting broken from brave attacks, and this will increase their defense by 30%. Now there is another mechanic built in. We'll take a look at his LD right now because that has different things. It doesn't necessarily grant these buffs. There's an additional mechanic built in with that Oath of Absolute Defense or One of Lu Size 3 buff. All right, so the buff that he grants himself with his EX ability and the buff that he grants literally with both of this ability. He will trigger an additional attack, not an additional ability, just it's an additional attack that he will perform. Now the wording on this slide is what threw me off, because right here it says triggers at start of turn for ally with Oath of Absolute Defense, core with One of Lu Size 3, or when enemy targeting an ally, Oath of Absolute Defense, enemy targeting core with One of Lu Size 3. Now the way that I took it was that this only triggers at the start of the turn, so literally once per turn. Upon hearing what Joshua was saying in the video, it seems to be every time an ally takes a turn. Okay, so keep that in mind, because in order for the counter to happen, your ally or even core himself, they literally have to do something against the enemies. If they don't touch the enemies, like with a debuff, if they don't hit them with any form of brave attack, core will not trigger his additional attack. All right, so units like, for example, like Porum with the second ability where she only targets a selected ally, literally does nothing against the enemies, that should not trigger core's additional attack. Or Istola with her Medica, this should not trigger core's additional attack. So just keep that in mind. He will do a 3-hit upon triggering the additional attack. This will do a 3-hit AoE Brave plus split AoE HP attack. Brave gain 30% of total HP damage dealt. So there is a lot of off-turn damage potential with core being on the team composition. Now keep in mind down here that it says some abilities, which I was talking about, turns excluded, will not trigger this. So example, additional abilities. If both buffs active and enemy targets all your party, this will trigger twice. So remember, I was saying that keep in mind that only one ally can have this at a time. This is why, because he has the One of Lu Size for himself. Your ally has the Oath of Absolute Defense, and this will trigger when the enemy attacks your party members. If it's all, he will do 2 additional attacks. All right, so that's pretty much it. Okay, when your allies attack the enemy, core will act before them, or the enemies attack you, he will act before the enemy actually goes. So again, lots of beautiful potential off-turn damage, especially depending on your team composition. Get Terra in there. Get Terra in there. Lightning. Yang. No, Yang, that's something different, because that's a counter that shouldn't trigger, because it's not Yang's turn. Okay, so keep that in mind, that with counters, it doesn't seem like it's going to trigger because it's not the start of that counter unit's turn, like Yang, for example. So it has to be that character's turn in order for Core's additional attack to trigger. That's what it appears to be. All right, friends. So keep that in mind. Now, I do have to throw this out there. When it comes to burst modes, I want to say we're not 100% sure yet upon making this video. Because during the Square Enix community livestream, a viewer did ask Joshua how it interacts during a burst mode. And he said he believes that it should work during a burst mode. Okay, so, I mean, all faith in Joshua, right? But that to me, that doesn't seem like actual straight up confirmation. So, if that is the case, if it does trigger during a burst mode, that is broken. It's like Yang. It's like Yang at massive amounts of damage towards the enemies. If it doesn't, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm kind of hoping that it does. I am hoping that Joshua's saying that he thinks he believes that it does trigger during a burst mode. Amazing damage potential with Core. All right, so now let's take a look at his Aldi weapon. Now, this will grant him a special effect called King's Power Within, and this is a stackable buff, stacks being up to 10. This is going to have party-wide effects that do not increase based on stack levels. This is going to further increase your party's attack and max brave by 40%, increase their stolen brave overflow by 30%, increase their brave and HP damage they deal by 10%. I wish this was higher, but it's better than nothing. And for Core himself, this will be a total of 20% brave damage up for himself, which isn't bad. That's not bad. 20% brave damage up, okay, not bad. Stack this up with other forms of brave damage up auras from your party members to debuff that increase the brave damage that enemies receive. He'll be hitting even harder. Now, once you reach 10 stacks, his HP attack will upgrade to Reaper's Gale. Now, what this is a 2-hit AoE Brave plus split AoE HP attack, executed 3 times. Brave attacks deal maximum brave damage. What that means, taste the motherfucking rainbow. That's what that means. Setzer does this. Setzer grants a buff towards her allies, right? Or towards the party, that there's a chance for them to hit maximum brave damage. This completely negates brave damage reduction. That means your ally will literally, like if it's Fang, our Fang, not JP Fang, our current Fang, right? Let's say you have absolutely no auras on the team. She does 1 brave damage, right? Let's say she does maximum brave damage. She will literally cap out as long as there's, I don't know, maximum max brave overflows, all that wonderful stuff. Fang can literally cap out with something like this. I'm just trying to put it into perspective. That's what Core is going to be doing with this upgraded HP attack, Reaper's Gale. Brave gain 10% cumulative HP damage after each HP attack. Extends own buffs for 1 turn. Instant turn rate with no turn count. So free turn gets to act immediately. But after using Reaper's Gale, the stacks will return back to 0. Now his actual LD ability, I'm going to completely butcher this. Florescier? He said, I forgot where it was from. I'm sorry, I completely butchered that. But his LD ability, upon using that, is going to do damage to his enemies, of course. Instant turn rate, so he gets to act immediately, not for free though, not a free turn, but this will automatically get him to 10 stacks of King's Power Within. So you can use his LD ability to get 10 stacks, use his Reaper's Gale, he's still instant turn rate. You could literally use his LD ability again, so you could just have a massive few turns of maximum brave damage against the enemies. All right, friends, so this part does not tie in with his actual buffs from his first and second ability, but he will be attacking. He will be attacking with his additional attack because he has those buffs on himself and his allies. Now, in order to increase the levels, they increase by 1 after each additional attack from Core. So those, it's pretty much self-explanatory, Lids. I don't have to explain it further. All right, friends, so pair him up with units that can act back-to-back. Terra. Just to potentially dish out massive amounts of damage for your enemies. All right, friends. So let's talk about what I think about Core himself. Okay. So some positives about him is he does a lot of freaking damage. Oh my! You will literally shit on any current Lufenia content if it melee damage resist. Enhance him with an element. He's going to be hitting like a damn freaking truck, okay? He's going to be hitting hard. Lots of off-turn damage. Currently, right now, he is busted, okay? It's freaking Yang Gladio on crack. So when damage-wise, if you're a little bit newer to the game and you're lacking a seriously hard-hitting unit, he's going to be there for you. He has the capabilities to massively increase your party's attack and max brave, and even his own. He can increase your party's brave damage. It's very small, right? It is very small, 10%, but it's better than nothing. For he himself, it will be 20%. He has the capabilities to reduce the damage they receive, brave damage, by 80%, even himself. Or that one ally, I'm sorry, just one ally will benefit from this, okay? One ally benefits from this. That ally will reduce the brave damage they receive by 80%, the HP damage by 20%. So what you could possibly even do based on with the additional attack is have a taunter on the team, have that ally with the buff taunt, so your other ally is pretty much protected except from AoE abilities. All right, friends. So those are the, and of course the maximum brave damage once you get to 10 stacks of his special effect, completely negating brave damage reduction. That's going to be beautiful. Now, some cons that I do foresee at this moment. Again, keep in mind, this is a team composition game, okay? This is a team composition game. He has no HP healing, okay? Which is fine. I consider him like a, oh, what did Joshua call him? A linked ally attacker. So, he's not really a counter. He's an attacking defensive aura type unit on your team compositions. So I guess it makes sense that he doesn't have HP healing for your party members. So when it comes to your team compositions, you're going to have to put that there. All right. You're going to have to make up for that. His brave and HP damage up auras, they're kind of small. I wish it was a little bit higher. I wish it was at least 20%, maybe even 30. Then I would value him a lot more than what I do. Now I'm thinking Lufenia Plus right now. Okay. I'm trying to think Lufenia Plus. I wish this was just a little bit higher. Again, it's better than nothing. We have call actions that can further boost that for your party. He doesn't have Brave Gain auras on his team composition, which kind of makes sense. That's usually with support type characters, but that is something that we are looking for. But he does have buffs and auras that will increase your party's max brave and attack. All right, friends. So if anything, he could use a little bit more brave damage up and HP damage up for your party. I wish it was a little bit higher. Now, first and foremost, there is another unit upcoming. His name is Setzer. That gives this. I did briefly talk about him, but he does give this towards your entire party in a buff that there is a chance for them to hit maximum brave damage. Should you pull core over Setzer? No. Absolutely not. I still value Setzer over core, again, because he can give that buff to all your entire party members. Okay, so if you are planning to skip out on core for that reason alone, I want to advise against it, friends. Okay, again, because Setzer can give that towards your entire party members. Setzer, I believe, would fit into more team compositions for that reason alone. Okay, so don't skip Setzer for core. That being said, put him on the same freaking damn team if possible. Okay, put them on the same damn team. Now, when it comes to Lufenia Plus, what you want to be looking for is auras that increase your party's brave damage and brave gain. And if you could stack defense down on your enemies, that is going to help out your damage. At this current moment, I do believe that core has Lufenia Plus capabilities depending on your team composition. Is going to heavily rely on your team compositions, okay? If you're not going to be pulling for some of these other characters that increase your party's brave damage, or you don't have those areas covered, you might not be able to use core effectively in Lufenia Plus. Yes, he does have that maximum brave damage up with his Reaper's Gale. That's beautiful. I do like that, but you do have to build up the stacks. Him being able to increase the stacks though when the enemies act or when your allies act, right, can quickly get this to 10 stacks. So when it comes to Lufenia Plus, this is seriously going to depend on your team compositions, friends. Okay? Seriously depend on the team compositions. He has potential, but I would say, oh man, it's tough because he's still new. We still have to try him out. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video to see if I still feel the same. But at this current moment, try to still pick up some of these other characters that are going to do more for Lufenia Plus. Again, that doesn't mean he's bad whatsoever. He still has the capabilities. But Setzer, right? Setzer, we have characters like Yuna, who gives your parties massive amounts of brave damage up auras for the team composition, or even Ishtola Burst plus 3 out of 3 increases your party's brave gain. That is what you want to be looking for. If you want to pair Core with them, though, that's a different story. I do believe with the proper team composition, he's going to be hitting hard, even possibly in Lufenia Plus. Okay, I might be repeating myself, but I'm still gathering my thoughts. But that's how I feel at the moment. Currently, Lufenia, he's going to share down all content. Lufenia Plus, you have to pair him up with the right units, and then he could be Lufenia Plus viable. But don't skip out on these other units for Core. Setzer, Yuna, even Agris, she's an honorable mention, I would say. Or even Ishtola with her Burst Plus being at 3 out of 3. And then once we are in the Lufenia Plus era, we're going to have attackers that come in and go. Zidana's a great unit. We have Ace, who is a beautiful, beautiful magic attacker. So take it for what it is, all right, friends? So at this moment, he is worthy of your resources. You should pull for him if you want to shit on content. But Lufenia Plus, do not sacrifice your gems. For him, I would still value those other characters over him. But again, I can't stress this enough. Him with those comps could have massive damage potential. All right, friends. So, all right, that's it. No more babbling. That is it where I'm going to leave him at. Okay, friends? At the end of the day, and me personally, I'm going to be pulling for him. I do like what he does. All right, I do believe his kit is strong right now. It is very powerful right now. And I would love to test him out for Lufenia Plus. All right, friends. So I know this was a longer video. I appreciate you guys sticking through. This is a global first LD, but I didn't want to do anything scripted. I just wanted things to come off of my head and give you guys my legit feedback on Core himself. All right, friends. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about Core. Are you guys going to be pulling for him? And what do you believe would be great team compositions when it comes to Lufenia Plus? I mentioned a few. I want to see if you guys have other thoughts. All right, friends. So all your wonderful thoughts down below. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.